There's nothing like the smell of fresh bread in the morning. I actually don't have a sense of smell. I don't know why I read that.
I forgot that, you poor thing.
Thanks a lot, guys.
It's one of life's greatest joys, smelling bread.
Never smelled anything.
Especially when it's soft and it's sweet and
well,
it's
I'll take your word for it.
for sandwiches.
Take your word for it. Seems great.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah. Delighted for you
and
as well.
to show us how to bake it at home, we're joined by Chef Lisa Mullaney. Lisa,
Hi.
thank you so much.
You can't smell anything?
No, I was born without a sense of smell.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
I'm devastated for you.
I think the producers know that as well, so...
They were just being cruel and mean.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, but you can taste.
I can taste,
You
yeah.
taste, right,
yeah.
okay. But you can taste it in a while anyway. So, go on, we're making bread.
Bread bloats me, no matter what. So what I wanted to do was learn how to make my own, and I just don't like sourdough. It's too crusty, it's too hard, and there's loads of holes in the middle where all my fillings fall out of. So I decided to learn how to make my own sandwich loaf. So what I want to show you today is 2 different stages. These are the ones that took me the most amount of time to learn. So the first is knowing when it's ready to let it rise for the first time. So I've had this kneading for about 8 to 10 minutes now. And what I'm going to do is have a quick check for it, and it's called the window pane test. Yeah. You can find YouTube videos on this as well if you need to. Yeah. But essentially what you're going to do is have a piece of the dough.
It's like the pasta you throw. Oh.
See the way it's still breaking?
Throw it at a window, no.
So it's not actually ready to rise yet. It's still breaking on me. So I'm going to leave it to go a bit longer, and then we'll check it again in a couple of minutes.
So, what ingredients do we need for it?
So we have plain flour here, or self-raising flour, excuse me. We have, it's a strong flour as well, so you want one with a higher protein content. That'll allow it to give it the nice rise, otherwise it'll be a bit of a flatter bread. Salt, we have some instant yeast, some honey to give it a little bit of sweetness, some coconut oil here as well, just to give it that soft, smooth texture. 1 egg will go into it, and then some warm water. And what I usually do is I mix the warm water and yeast and the honey first, just to activate the yeast, to make sure that it bubbles. So make sure it's bubbling on the surface a little bit. And if it is, it means it's active and you can start adding the rest of your ingredients. If it doesn't, throw it away and start again with a new yeast, because if it doesn't bubble, it's not going to rise.
Okay. So if it doesn't bubble, you're in trouble, they say.
Bubbly yeast, yeah. So yeast is kind of like an active, it's a fermenting basically. Yeah. And so you want the bubbles in there, that's a good sign.
Okay. So the wet ones first, the bubble, then you throw the flour and the egg and all that.
Exactly. And then you pop it into, if you have a stand mixer, otherwise you can hand knead this as well. Now, if you're hand kneading it, you're talking 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay, we're not hand kneading
but we're not hand kneading. So see the way now we can start to see the window panes coming through.
No
Still
cracks.
breaking a little bit, but we're going to give it a go anyway. We're going to scrape it out. And this is our first stage of rising. So what you want to do is you can either leave it in the bowl that you have it in and cover it with a damp cloth. Not this one, that's dirty. One here. No, it's stained, I should say. Yeah. You can cover with a cloth, and you can either put it in your hot press, or you can put it leave it in your kitchen. If you've got one of those aerated homes with the heat pump, your kitchen usually sits around 19,
cold, it needs
20
to be somewhere
degrees.
warmish.
Yeah, about 20 degrees is a really good temperature to leave it sitting at, to allow it to rise.
Okay.
And so then, in theory, we fast forward about an hour and a half to 2 hours later, and your flour dough mix should have doubled in size.
Oh,
you can see the difference here now. I'll show you.
It has risen.
It has risen.
It has risen.
Like our good Lord.
So you can see here, I've used the same quantities for both. So you can see this one here, and then this one here is a much lighter and fluffier one.
And it smooths out like that as well.
Exactly, yeah, that's exactly it. It makes it super easy.
Okay.
So we pop that one away. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this out onto a counter, and we're going to tighten it. So we want to shape our loaf.
Do you not have to put flour down or anything so it doesn't stick?
No, usually not. I'll use my little scraper tool here. You could put flour down if you wanted, if you didn't have one of these. So what you want to do is you want to be very gentle with it, and if you do find it's a little bit sticky, you can just wet your hands a tiny bit. So flatten it down a tiny bit, and then we're going to roll from one side and start tightening it in. And you want to make sure your seam is going really well here.
What do you mean by your seam going?
So see the way here, you want the seam to tighten in here so that you're not getting any wobbles or gaps in the inside the actual
You don't like
loaf.
holy bread, so yeah.
No, I don't.
We've established that.
Exactly. So you keep rolling it until you've got it there, and then you want to tuck in the edges as well. It's still a bit tacky for me now, so I'm just going to wet my fingers a tiny bit more. And then what we want to do is we're going to create a surface tension. So that means we'll keep scooping it like this, and you'll want to tighten up the top of the dough.
So you'll have that nice shiny crust.
It's not even just about the shiny crust. It means you get an extra spring in the oven as well. So that kind of lovely rise that you get on it is from the surface tension
So we're
on
just
the top
taking out all those air pockets.
Exactly, yeah. Keep rolling it like this until you get a nice shape that you're happy with. And you can see there, you can see the surface tension is built. And it's quite shiny on top.
Yeah.
Pick that up, pop it into your loaf tin. and then we're going to do a second rise on it. So we're going to leave it to rise again for, it could take an hour and a half, depending on how long you have. But what we'll do is we'll leave that to rise again. And then once it's actually come up over the top of the loaf tin, that's when you pop it in your oven, and you're going to bake it for 40 minutes at 180.
Okay.
And that's it.
And then we have
your
this.
bread here.
So when did you make this one?
So I made this one last night.
Okay, gorgeous.
I didn't get up super
And
early
you
this
made
morning.
these as well.
I did. I didn't make those last night.
Some raspberry
jam and plum jam from the garden, yeah.
Plum jam.
Yes.
Plum jam. God, I
love a bit of plum jam.
Oh,
It's my
yummy,
first year
yummy,
of getting
yummy.
the
I don't
plum
think I've ever
with my
had
trees.
You
plum
make your
jam.
own. Is this all the stuff you make yourself now? Butter.
Yes, my own
bread,
butter as well.
Jam. God, you're as
I try and
handy
just
as a
reduce
small
down the
pot.
chemicals
Bit of
where
butter.
possible.
Yeah.
I used to use bit of butter as a vocal warm-up. Did you ever do that?
Really?
Betty bought a bit of butter, but the bit of butter Betty bought was bitter, so
sing?
Betty bought a bit of butter.
Do you sing?
Normally people are impressed by that.
I'm not a pheasant plucker, I'm a pheasant plucker, so I'm only plucking pheasants if the pheasant plucker comes. Try that one.
See, she's
Okay.
been around too long.
I'm telling you.
Huh? Oh, that's very good.
Yes. So it's almost a brioche style. If you
I
don't
wanna try
want
the
it as
plum.
sweet, you can reduce down the amount of honey in the recipe as well.
Okay, absolutely lovely. And just a lot of people are afraid of bread
The plum.
Yes.
to make it. Now, not to
The
eat
plum
it.
for me.
No one will ever say I'm afraid of bread
So
anyway.
it's never the recipe usually, it's knowing the dough.
Yeah.
So what I was showing you there, the window pane test, that's really important. That helps you to make sure you build the right structure in the gluten content to get the rise that you want.
That is absolutely delicious.
Double it.
Oh my God,
Cut
bread
out.
is life.
She's back on the bread.
Bread gets an awful hard rep.
Lisa Mullaney,
Oh
that
my
was
God.
absolutely delicious. You're back